Hello, nice to have your company wherever you're watching us right around Australia. Where am I? I'm in pit lane at Adelaide for the Australian Formula One Grand Prix. Now, these cars undoubtedly are the fastest cars around any circuit in the world. Well, we're not here to talk Formula One this time round. We're here to talk drag racing. The Winfield Pro Series, it's Grand Final day from Eastern Creek. And then we'll take you right across the ocean to the United States, to Pomona, and show you some highlights of drag racing from that part of the world. We pick up the action on Friday here at the Creek. Rochelle Splatt, of course, Australia's fastest lady, was in sensational form and set her fastest time ever.
Rochelle Splatt comes to the line now. Everything starts to shake and make the right noises. And the competition, Terry Sainty from Sydney, he burns out, lights him up. He's got a big job ahead of him to nail this young lady this time round.
Rochelle Splatt has been in absolutely fantastic form. She was top qualifier at the last round of the Winfield Series, and she would really like to do the job again this weekend.
Many say pretty as a button, cute, sweet, all of those accolades come in because that's the feminine side of Rochelle Splatt. But in a beast like this, it is a case of Beauty and the Beast. But I tell you what, she can drive, she can race.
She's as good as any in the world. She's proved it time and time again, and every one of these drivers know that when they're beside Rochelle Splatt, they've got a real race on their hands.
Moving up now, Terry Sainty will want to pull a good start off. Rochelle Splatt very quick off the line. Her reaction time has been sensational. Crowd riveted here, away they go. Oh, no contest. Terry Sainty left on the blocks, and Rochelle Splatt, the time just come up. It's the best ever. It's the best ever she's ever done. In fact, the best time outside the United States.
5.018. The car left like a bullet. Sainty on fire early with some sort of leakage, but Rochelle Splatt kept the boot in all the way down the track across the finish line. 5.018, the quickest female outside of the United States of America. That makes her the number 2 qualifier, so close to the 4s.
Well, Rochelle really had the sparks flying, but talk about fireworks.
The fireworks were really in evidence this weekend. Look at that, a big nitrous oxide explosion for Vic Elves.
And one of my favourite people, Peter Allen on the Pennzoil bike. Watch this. Pete Allen on the line. This thing is a rocket ship. We've seen it under lights before sparking up.
This bike has run in the 6-second zone, reset the national record down to the 6.9s at Adelaide just 3 weeks ago. This is on a mission this weekend.
So is he. Look at the eyes. The visor just sitting up, letting some air in now. The head tucks down. Sounds the wildest thing, which it is on 2 wheels. Have a look at the rear tyre on this bike.
The Pennzoil bike can run up to nearly 200 mile an hour. Pretty bumpy. He's on a mission, though. This is quick.
And look at Alan there as it starts to fire up. He's got a fire going. He's aware of it, I think. Yes, he looks down now, but he's still going at a rapid rate of knots. He's trying to get the thing out. Up goes the leg. He's trying to clear the fire and cut. What about this? Talk about hot footing it down the track.
This is just an unbelievable job. This guy has got ice water in his veins. He keeps it so cool. He's travelling at well over 300 kilometres an hour and still keeps control.
Just some of the action from Friday, but of course, part of the big action on Friday was the Top Fuel shootout, the Win shootout. Graham Cowan, Jimmy Reed, Robin Kirby, Steve Reed, and then Darren DeFilippo, Rochelle Splatt, Tom Hoover.
Yes, the top 4 get to qualify into the Top Fuel shootout. This is still qualifying for Top Fuel, but these guys are racing for the big money from wins. There's $20,000 at stake this weekend, Darryl.
20 grand, Graham Cowan, Steve Reed come out to the line.
This should be a very, very good pairing. These guys have been the pace setters for most of the weekend. Graham Cowan, of course, in the Shell rocket ship, has already run in the 4s in the first day of qualifying.
Yeah, tremendous performance from Graham Cowan. Very, very focused. Steve Reed, though, some of the best times we've seen from him. And if anybody can be a dark horse, it's this bloke.
Well, Steve Reed was the first man to run a 4-second pass in New South Wales at Eastern Creek. And if he can repeat that performance here, well, I think Graham Cowan might have a real race on his hands.
So Cowan now comes back into position. These massive tyres, the huge rear tyres that you'll see just stand tall. They really distort. Once the power goes down, we're talking 5,000 horsepower out of these fantastic motors.
Well, there's Steve Reid, the concentration and the international map on his helmet. He believes that the international aspect is so important. He races Europe, America and Australia.
See the signal there for the crewman. Put the visor down. He says, OK, here we go. Should be a beauty. Graham Cowan, the yellow rocket. And then Steve Reid in the red, gold and white car. Set. Rev start to build. Away we go. Cowan gets it down. Steve Reid runs with him. Oh, look at Reid. Look at Reid. Oh, yeah, what about Reid? He just drove past Graham Cowan. Terrific stuff. 470, 78 kilometres per hour. That's not hanging about.
That's a national record, Darryl. That is over the national record. The highest speed we've seen here for a long time.
Look at that. The lights went out for Cowan. He only went a few feet, doused it, but look at Reid with a beautiful run.
He's driven it all the way past the lights. You can still see the tyre marks going past the last of the witches' hats. That's an incredible pass from Reid.
All right, outside now, Jimmy Reid, Robin Kirby. Well, the action's set up now. We've seen the first of the upsets. We said that could happen. Jimmy Reid really wants to do so well here now. And he knows the pressure's on with a capital P. There's those tyres distorting on Kirby's car.
Well, Robin Kirby's known as the giant killer because if any of the, what you'd call the big name teams have a problem, Kirby's the one that'll pounce. He'll do the job on them.
Well, Steve Reid's done that already. Robin Kirby, Jimmy Reid now. Jimmy Reid, so many times national champion, has done so much for the sport, helped a lot of the people that he now races. Robin Kirby, though, loved to knock him off. There he is, the veteran.
Well,
look at the arm action. Look, everything's so positive with Jimmy, isn't it?
He wants to get in there. He wants to bite at that $10,000 winner's check. The loser of this race gets $2,500 from wins, but we know Jim. He always likes the big payday.
Yes, come on, get me up on the line, get me set up. I'm raring to go. And when he's raring to go, Jim, anything can happen. Two beautifully turned out motor cars. Here we go. Final staging set now, only seconds away. And away they go. Jimmy Reid puts it down. Oh, that's why he wanted to go in early. He said, give me the hammer. I'm in the mood to win. And did he what? There's the time, 4:51.97.
That's another good pass, and that gives him lane choice. He's just 0.04 of a second quicker than Steve Reid. We're going to have Reid versus Reid into the final of the wins shootout.
A ripper. Watch this. Jimmy Reid lights it up. Look at the reaction time. Just put the power down. He wanted to go in there early. Robin Kirby, no chance.
Look at the tyre distortion on that car. It is right up on those big Goodyears, and that is just about a picture-perfect pass from the Winfield car.
When Jimmy Reid gets in the mood, anything can happen. Those eyes focus, and so does the whole intention. He's a real hands-on racer.
There's no doubt about it. You seem to hold a motor racing meeting somewhere in Australia and it rains, and that's what happened on Friday at the Creek. Rains came down, the track just too slippery, too dangerous to race, so the win shootout final had to be held over till Saturday morning. Out they came, the two quickest to face off for the final. Pommy Steve Reid, he was pumped up, raring to go, and the man that really has made the sport in this country without any doubt at all, and that, of course, is Jim Reid.
And there he is, rocking and rolling in the cockpit, making sure that he's nice and tight. Jimmy Reid, he's focused, he's ready to go, and he takes on another Reid, Pommy Steve Reid.
This is the battle we've been talking about, Reid versus Reid, and both of these cars have got the potential to run into the fours. We see there the fluid-filled gauge just handling the vibration of these 5,000 horsepower missiles.
Yeah, Steve Reid put a terrific performance up as we've tried to get racing in between the rain squalls, and look at them line them up. That brings the crowd back, I'll tell you. Oh, they can smell it where they are, and so can we from where we sit, which is way away from that area there. But you can see the clouds have been hanging around. It has been a patchy old time to get some racing done.
Well, these guys were strapped in the car and ready to run last night. When the report came, it was actually raining in the braking area and it had to be all shut down. They've had a nervous overnight wait, and Darryl, this is when it comes to the money run. $10,000 for the winner, $5,000 for the runner-up, all from wins, and it's been a fantastic feature of qualifying all throughout the Winfield Pro Series.
As you can see now, cars just coming in, final stage being set here for a start. Jimmy Reid, the red car, and you'll see the white, red and gold car, and that's Pommy Steve Reid.
Yes, Pommy Steve driving for Santo Rapisada and the Kendall Oil Santo Cranes team. Look at the concentration, the crews, the drivers. It's very, very intense down there on that start line.
Jimmy's been sitting there for a while.
Bruce Reid was having a look.
And away they go. And look at that, the Pommies. What about the Pommies, Steve Reid? He just says, mine today, Jimmy, you're gone. There's the time, 4:80.14, and Jimmy Reid has been sunk.
4:80.14, that's the quickest speed ever in Australia. Look at the replay. Red light. That's what happened to Reid. He wanted to go in early. He's left too soon. Red light had shut it off. But Pommy Steve Reid has driven away with that. 480 kilometres an hour is 298 mile an hour.
Rob, amazing scenes here at Eastern Creek. What about that? Now watch from behind. Look at the rubber he leaves and watch him drift over to that centre line. There it is there. Unreal stuff. Corey Wingard is down at the finish area.
Yeah, well, 298. 298. Well done.
I just pressing Steve on now.
Jim, a bit excited there at the finish. What happened at the start?
Oh, I was under the impression the other car was taking a bit long to stage, but apparently had a fuel leak. So
pretty good time, 298.
I
didn't catch that.
No, I just heard he did 298. Excellent, excellent. At least he's got top speed. He's got 100 points that he saved somebody else getting for me.
You think you can catch him now, 298? Can you perhaps go 300 in the final? What do you think?
You never know. There's 3 more laps to go yet. 3 more laps.
Well, good luck for the grand finals.
Thanks, mate.
There appears to be some ill feeling that was at the start line there, and Jim very disappointed. The Poms just disappeared. So has the crowd. There's the reason. Rain tumbling down once again in Sydney town here at Eastern Creek.
Obviously, under these sorts of weather conditions, it's impossible to run drag racing. We could sit here for a long time, but sooner or later we have to make a call on the condition of the track and the effect that it has on the competition and also the spectators. So at this point in time, we've had to postpone the racing.
Well, there you go. It's had to be postponed, but not the overall competition after 2 days of disappointment, rain, heartache for all of the teams. We'll take a break, come back with the Sunday action, and that's the Top Fuelers. Stay with us.